What's up guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today Anime Sensei is going to be recommending the top 10 anime where the main character only shows his true power to save who he loves. If you do like this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Also, don't forget that in the description of this video, there is a link to Anime Sensei's Patreon and his Discord server. Anyways guys, let's start this video. And starting off at number 10, this is a story of the Chain Chronicle, a book that describes everything that happens in the world. The citizens of a remote continent once thought that there was nothing beyond their continent. The continent was divided into many regions, each with its own king. Though there were small skirmishes amongst them, a lord chosen by the kings in conference always maintained balance, until the evil Black Army arrived. The volunteer army led by one of the main characters was no match for the Black Army. During the fighting, the Lord of Black captures half of the Chain Chronicles, as well as the capital. What will the volunteer army do to fix this situation? And coming in at number 9, this anime starts off one day where a gate suddenly appears in Tokyo's Ginza district, unleashing a portal where monsters, medieval knights, and other fantasy beings from another world come and wreak chaos on Tokyo. The Japanese Defense Force takes action against these monsters and pushes them back into the gate. 3rd Reconnaissance Team is dispatched to the special region, led by an officer. On their travels, they are joined by a beautiful elf girl who is a survivor of the dragon's rampage, and she guides the group across the dangerous new world. And coming in at number 8, this anime starts off in the early 2050s, where unknown life forms called oracle cells begin their uncontrolled consumption of all life on Earth. Their ravenous appetite and remarkable adaptability earn them first dread, then awe, and finally the name Origami. In the face of an enemy completely immune to conventional weapons, urban civilization collapses, and each day humanity is driven further and further towards extinction. One single ray of hope remains for humanity, following the development of God Arcs. Living weapons which incorporate oracle cells. Their wielders are organized into an elite force. And coming in at number 7, this anime starts off at the backwater town of Belforest, where a 14-year-old boy lives. He desires to leave his home behind and join a mercenary group, hoping to find some adventure to brighten up his mundane life. However, stuck between his grandfather's insistence to become a mechanic like him and the pressure of his deceased father's legacy, the only excitement this boy finds in his pastime is riding the trapar wave particles that are dispersed throughout the air, an activity akin to surfing. Everything changes when an unknown object crashes throughout this boy's garage, discovered to be a light-finding operation, a robot capable of riding the trapar waves, specifically known as the Nervash Type 0. Its pilot is a young girl, a member of the mercenary group, who requests a tune-up for the Nervash. Their meeting sparks the beginning of the boy's involvement with the mercenary group, as he takes off alongside the girl as the co-pilot of the Nervash. And coming in at number 6, this anime revolves around a 50-year-old man who is going through a difficult time in his life. Though his frequent back problems are painful and nothing hurts quite as much as the indifference and distaste that his wife and children have for him. Despite this, he still manages to find solace with an abandoned Shiba dog that he adopts into his home. However, his life takes a turn for the worse when a follow-up physical examination reveals that he has stomach cancer and only 3 months to live. Though he tries to be strong, his family's disinterest causes an emotional breakdown. Running off into a nearby field, he embraces his dog and weeps until he notices a strange figure standing before him. Suddenly, a bright light appears and he is enveloped by smoke and dust. He discovers something is amiss. He has been reborn as a mechanized weapon wearing the skin of his former self. Though initially shocked, the compassionate man immediately uses his newfound powers to save a life, an act of kindness that fills him with happiness and newfound hope. However, the origins of these strange powers remain unclear. Who is the mysterious figure at the site of the explosion? And are they as kind as the man when it comes to using this dangerous gift? And coming in at number 5, there was once a holy war from ancient mythology where the goddess Athena and Hades have fought against each other while defending the earth repeatedly over the span of 200 years. This story takes place in the 18th century, 240 years prior, with 3 small children. Tenma, Alone, and Sasha have all shared a very happy childhood together. Tenma, who is quite aggressive but upstanding, has moved to a sanctuary to become a saint. It is there that he is reunited with Sasha, who is the sister of Alone, and learns that she is the reincarnation of goddess Athena. Alone, who is kind, gentle, and loves painting, was chosen for the body of the enemy king Hades. Tenma eventually becomes a saint of Pegasus and engages in a fierce battle with his friend Alone, the king of Hades. Pegasus, Tenma, King Hades, and the goddess Athena, and through the twist of their 3 fates merge together, which unfolds a prologue to the original Saint Seiya. And coming in at number 4, the main character is a 15-year-old Japanese girl who was sold for £5 million at an auction to a tall-masked gentleman. Abandoned at a young age, ridiculed by her peers for unconventional behavior, she was ready to give herself to any buyer if it meant having a place to go home to. In chains on her way to her unknown fate, she hears whispers from cloaked men along her path, gossiping and complaining that such a buyer got his hands on a rare sleigh beggie. Ignoring the murmurs, the mysterious man leads the girl to a study, where he reveals himself to be a magus. After a brief confrontation and a bit of teleportation magic, the two open their eyes to his charming cottage in rural England, greeted by fairies and surrounded by weird and wonderful beings among her arrival. These events mark the beginning of a Japanese girl's story as the apprentice and supposed bride of the ancient magus. And coming in at number 3, this anime revolves around Hell Salem's Lot, formerly known as New York City. A gateway one day between Earth and the beyond opened 3 years ago. New Yorkers and creatures from other dimensions alike were trapped in an unbreakable bubble and were forced to live together. Libra is a secret organization composed of eccentrics and superhumans, tasked with keeping order in the city and making sure that chaos doesn't spread to the rest of the world. Pursuing photography as a hobby, the main protagonist is living a normal life with his parents and sister, but when he obtains the all-seeing eyes of the gods, at the expense of his sister's eyesight, he goes to Hell Salem's Lot in order to help her by finding answers about the mysterious powers he received. He soon runs into Libra, and when he unexpectedly joins their ranks, he gets more than what he has bargained for. This unique story follows his misadventures in the strangest place on Earth with his equally strange comrades, as the ordinary boy unwittingly sees his life take a turn for the extraordinary. And coming in at number 2, there is a high school student that's your over-the-top pervert who does nothing productive with his life, peeping on women and dreaming of having his own harem one day. Things seem to be looking out for this character when a beautiful girl asks him out on a date, although she turns out to be a fallen angel who brutally kills him. However, he gets a second chance at life when a beautiful senior student, who is a top-class devil, revives him as a servant, recruiting him into the ranks of the school's magic research club, slowly adjusting to his new life. He must train and fight in order to survive this violent world of angels and devils. Each new adventure leads to many hilarious moments with his new comrades, all the while keeping his new life a secret from his friends and family. And coming into first place, this story is striking fear into the heart of mortals. The demon lord Satan begins to conquer the continent with his vast demon armies. However, while embarking on this brutal quest to take over the continent, his efforts are foiled by a hero, forcing Satan to make a swift retreat through a dimensional portal, only to land into the human world. Along with his loyal general, the demon finds himself stranded in modern-day Tokyo and vows to return and complete his subjugation of the continent, that is, if they can find a way back. Powerless in a world without magic, Satan disguises himself with a new name and begins working at McDonald's, a local fast food restaurant, to make ends meet. He soon realizes that his goal of conquering the continent is just not enough as he grows determined to climb the corporate ladder and become the ruler of Earth, one satisfied customer at a time. Alright everyone, that's all we have for today's top 10, and if you guys enjoyed this video, like always, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and remember to hit that notification bell so you can be the first to watch the next top 10 video.
あれほどいいってうちなんかい